Slideshow New Buckaroos, how the heck are ya? We're back on Christmas Eve. I took a little break, took a little pause for the cause, because that first beer I had was 14%, man. It was big. So I wanted to do kind of a combo here, but I'm going to start with this one. I actually did a video just for this beer a while back, but I felt like it fit the holiday season. It's from Jackie O's. This is their Cherry Cordial Bourbon Barrel Brick Kiln. It is a barley wine style ale, aged in bourbon barrels and then conditioned on cherries, walnuts, and vanilla beans. It is a very interesting beer at 11.4%. Let me show that to you. So I'm going to drink a little bit of this beer, probably about half-ish. Oh man, the nose on this is just insane. Then I'm going to pair it with a cherry cordial cocktail. Oh, you can't feel all of those notes on the nose. Even the walnut, it is subtle, but you can definitely smell them. I'm not a big cherry cordial guy, but I was really intrigued by this one, which is why I picked up. I bought a few singles from Jackie O's, but this is the only one they had in a 4-pack of 12-ounce cans. So I wanted to, and this is the third of 4 cans. So the third of 4 cans. I got one left. I'll probably drink it on New Year's Eve. Or if it doesn't get drank on New Year's Eve, I'll hang on to it till next year, but we'll see. Oh man, this beer is just so gorgeous. Jackie O's is just impressive. I drank this one earlier today, so I had to take quite a break. About a 4-hour break, as a matter of fact, and have something to eat in the middle there. Was the Fire on Coals, a 14%. 14, yeah, count it. Imperial Porter, aged in bourbon barrels. Let me show you that bottle. That beer was just crazy good. But yeah, I had to take a little pause for the cause. I made a late lunch, early dinner kind of thing. And we watched a movie and it's okay, let's have another one now. Don't usually need about a 5-hour break in between beers, but nevertheless, man, that was a big one. Got Christmas Day off, so I probably won't do much tomorrow, though, because I do have to work the following Thursday. I don't have to go in early, but nevertheless, I do have to go into work, so. This beer is absolutely delicious. It does what it says it's going to do. I mean, you feel all of those notes. It tastes just like a cherry cordial. It is absolutely gorgeous. For my cocktail, and I'm getting near the end of this one too, which is kind of why I'm trying to get through some stuff here this holiday season. It was from St. Elmo's Steakhouse. Bartender crafted. This is cherry vanilla infused bourbon at 88 proof. This is for made for St. Elmo's Steakhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let me show you that bottle there. I got a little bit left, as you can see. But I felt like that would be a good combination here to do the cordial combo, if you will, the beer and the cocktail. Oh man. I'm not typically a fan of flavored beers, but this one kind of intrigued me for a lot of reasons. There's some nostalgia involved. Oh boy, it is just absolutely gorgeous. 11.4%, but so easy to drink. Hell, that one at 14 wasn't hard to drink. That's why I had to take a little pause for the cause. Need to take a little breather, Tom. Might have to make some more coffee. And yeah, I was debating whether I should have do a couple more sessions this evening, since I won't want to drink too much tomorrow since I have to work Thursday. But since I don't work tomorrow, I can sleep in. Besides, I want to sleep in late tomorrow, so Santa's not worried about waking me up in the morning. Tom, are you sure you're not on the naughty list? No, I'm not sure. But I'm hopeful. Depends on what Santa calls naughty. Oh, man, that is so good. The cherry and vanilla, a lot of times when you have these flavored beers, right, you can taste artificial. A lot of them, it just doesn't work for whatever reason. What they've done here is just incredible. Jackie O's does some amazing stuff, man. I gotta tell you, everything I've ever had from them has been amazing. So I'm gonna set my beer down for a second, and I'm gonna jump off camera, and I will be right back. I'm gonna go get my cocktail, so don't go away. All right, I'm back. By the magic... Anyways, never mind. So here's the cocktail. Again, I'm using that St. Elmo bourbon. The only thing I added to it was bitters. I added cocoa bitters and cherry bitters and chilled it. That's all that's in this cocktail. There's no other mixer. It's the whiskey and the 2 bitters. And cilantro. And I'll be damned if those flavors don't just match. I'll be jiggered, as my dad would say. Yeah, wow, it just lines up perfectly. These 2 products are just amazing together. We had our Christmas Eve meal already. Some pre-made chicken parmesan lasagna or chicken parmesan ravioli, but I did make a rustic tomato sauce. It was going to turn into tomato cream, but I forgot to add the cream at the very end, so it's just a tomato sauce. I just realized I did that, or didn't do that. But it was a light sauce over everything. I also had some pork loin. I pounded out nice and thin, give it a nice little breading, and then served it very similar to Parmesan. Oh, mercy. That beer is just insanely good. I'm going to set that down. I'm going to focus on this cocktail for a second. Boy, those flavors are just so close, man. And again, I added just a few dashes of the cocoa bitters, and just a couple dashes of the cherry, because the whiskey's already got some cherry flavor, but I wanted to add just a little bit more. And I kind of want to up the aromatics as well, which is mainly why I added the cherry bitters, because I've got the cherry flavor in the whiskey, but I didn't have the cocoa. That's why I added those cocoa bitters. Delicious. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Using my cordial glass, as you can see. Another one of these really nice glasses my wife found at a thrift store. I haven't really figured out if it's just a cordial glass or if it's a Nick and Nora. It kind of works for both. It's about a 4-ounce glass, which is right there on the line for a cordial. But then again, if I'm making a martini or a Manhattan, it's a 4-ounce drink, so... And I prefer to use a glass like this or a coupe as opposed to your standard martini glass. I like the coupe because it's a very versatile glass. It works for every straight up cocktail. There might be another preferred glass or another more traditional glass, but the coupe works for anything served straight up. This is the first New Year's Eve that I've had to work in a long time. I'm not upset about it because I've volunteered to work the ship. In some ways, it kind of helps me, right? There's always a little buyer's remorse after you agree to do something. Well, maybe I should have thought this through. But then again, it keeps me from drinking too early. And I make a little money. Won't get home till about 8, so it'll be 8 o'clock before I can start drinking on New Year's Eve. And then I'm off the next day, so that'll be nice. So I might actually make it to midnight this year if I'm not starting till 8 o'clock, because I usually start about noon, 1 o'clock, and I'm done about 8, So I've got to wait a little bit this year. But the plus to working, though, is even though I'm working, I'm hanging out with my friends, right? I know all my friends are going to be there, or a good portion of them will be there that night. Even though we'll be drinking with them, at least I can hang out and talk to them, There are a lot of good friends at this job. More so than any job I've ever had in my life, to be honest with you. I've had a few over the years where I've made some friends, but nothing quite like this. In the last job I had for 5 years, there was such an age difference between myself and everybody else. I was so much older than everybody that, there was, we weren't hanging out after work, right? It just wasn't happening, so. So even though I won't be drinking with a lot of my friends on New Year's Eve, at least I can hang with them for a while. It's been a nice, relaxing Christmas Eve. It's just the wife and I. Yeah. And that's kind of nice to not have to worry about anything else. Just an easy meal. Tomorrow's going to be the same way. Planned out what I feel like is a nice meal, but it's simple. Very little prep time, very little cook time. Just wanted to keep it easy. I was able to get a couple nice lobster tails. Wife likes rice pilaf, so I do my homemade rice pilaf. And then some steamed broccoli. We're going to keep it simple. I'm going to steam the broccoli, then finish it with a little olive oil and sea salt. Just keep it that simple. As far as the lobster is concerned, you don't need to really season lobster much. I mean, for me, my wife's picked up some of the good Irish butter, so I mean, for me, I'm gonna lightly salt it. Dad always did a little salt, pepper, and then he hit it with a little paprika because that's how everything was cooked back in the day. So I'll probably do it similar to that. But for me, it's all about the butter, baby. I take that lobster tail and I just put it in my little cup of butter and I let it sit there and I let it soak up all that butter like a sponge. I will eat my rice pilaf and my broccoli. When that's all gone, I will pick up that lobster that's been soaking in that butter for about 10 minutes and then cut a little bite off and take a bite, and it's going to squirt in your mouth like a piece of freshen up gum. The butter just going to explode. I do crab the same way when I eat crab, and I take it all. I don't eat any of it till I have it all out of the legs. It's sitting in that butter. I just put it all in the butter and I let it sit there. And just let it soak it up till I got nothing. There's no liquid left in my little butter bowl. because it's all in that meat, man. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow with that lobster. It's just going to sit and it's going to soak up that butter like a sponge. Irish butter, man. Any European butter works, to be honest with you. It's just better than what the various gourmet butters are probably in the same class, but really love that Irish butter. I will clarify it. Take the butter solid or take the milk solids out. But yeah, it's all about the butter, baby. It's all about the butter, baby. But with the broccoli, yeah, like just a little bit of olive oil. Once I got it done, just a little bit of just a light olive oil drizzle, a little bit of flake sea salt over the top. The pilaf, I put my mix together myself here. I've got a wild rice mix that I will add a little bit of jasmine rice to. And I have some orzo I'll add to it, as well as some slivered almonds. It makes a nice little pilaf. Like I said, it'll be a simple meal. Doesn't require a lot of prep. Neither one of us are going to have to be over the stove or oven for long periods of time. Lobster takes very little time to cook, however you decide to cook it. So it's going to be cold and rainy, so there's been, in the past, I put it on the grill. Dad always used a broiler. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it anymore. I got a couple ideas running through my head, but that's why I don't want to commit to it right this second. But a lobster is not hard to cook. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want to overseason it. It's very simple. Because you want the meat to shine. That's what the butter is all about. That's why you want to use a good butter. Like, again, an Irish butter, any European butter, really, that's got a lot of butter fat. It'll just soak it all up. Oh, man. So let me finish here. I like my cherry cordial combo. I've made some cherry cordials. I should have made a trilogy out of it. I had one of those candies, darn it. I forgot to grab one. Hang on, I'm going to jump off camera and grab one. And once again, through the magic of... my wife made these, actually. This isn't your packaged cherry cordial from the local pharmacy. No, my wife made these. Check that out. I'm going to take a big old bite. I'm going to pair it with both the beer and the cocktail. Oh my God, delicious. So, oh God, that's delicious. I was never a big fan of the cherry cordial, but my dad was. When I talked about nostalgia earlier, that's what I was referring to. Yeah, but these are just brilliant. But what she used here was not your standard maraschino cherry. She used some cocktail cherries, some Amarena cherries that I had around that I use in various cocktails, my Manhattans and such. And man, they were just good cherries. Maybe my tastes are changing. I'm kind of liking cherries more. I've never been a big cherry fan, to be honest with you. But what she's done here is just brilliant. So now I got my cherry cordial trilogy. I got an actual cherry cordial. When I finish up. Got my cherry cordial beer. And my cherry cordial cocktail cilantro. By golly, the cherry cordial trilogy. That's what I'll call this video. Anyway, once again, Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to y'all. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and Oh, it's delicious. Both those candies are incredible. Oh. You know, sometimes you think you don't like things because you've never had them done well, right? There's always been things over the years, well, I don't like that, but you didn't have good versions of. Maybe it wasn't cherry cordials that I like. Maybe it just wasn't those very cheap ones you get at the pharmacy, right, or the drugstore, you know? Anyways, I am Tom, the beer whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All around good guy. Launch a Merry Christmas.